update on our vegetable garden around the house. As you remember, when we first moved in, this area was just overtaken by wheat because there were about 8 months of transition between the previous owner and us, so it was not taken care of, and just weeds everywhere. So we have been cleaning this area in the last few weeks and planted some of the vegetables and all that. So I'll give you an update on that. First of all, you can see that I've been weeding a lot over here. The weeding seems to be the nutsedge keep popping up. So I've been basically spent 1 or 2 hours today to clean up the weed. But the nutsedge actually, it's a good indication of moist. So I've been basically, so whenever I see an area that have lots of nutsedge, then I will pull them out and plant my vegetable because that give a good indication where the moisture of the water are. So now I'm going to show some of the vegetable that worked and some that didn't work. So over this area is relatively dry here, and I planted some sweet potato stems, and I believe I did it 2 weeks ago, they just start to pop out. So hopefully they will continue to grow. I also planted these vegetables here. It was over this area, as I said, there were lots of nutsedges pop out. That's kind of indication of moisture. But somehow the other vegetables that I seeded here didn't grow, except the sweet potatoes and a pea over here. So I put it more sweet potato and water spinach done. So hopefully they will take over here. I also put down some pumpkins here. Compared to other area, this area didn't seem to go well, and there were lots of bugs eating it. So typically around this of time, if the plants, the weather is too hot and the plant is not growing much, and then the bugs are active, so they will eat the plants, and the plants will disappear after a while. So just a few steps down here, on the other side of the faucet, that we actually got quite a few pumpkin plants that's growing. They seems to be, some get eaten by bugs, but some seems going pretty well. And of course you can still see lots of nutsedge here. I just have to pull them out. So I set up a drip system here. It will water 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening. So over here, I got more dripper irrigation over here. So now you can see that this area, there are more nutsedges like over here. I need to pull them out. And but there are more vegetable growing also. So I got a few peas. They look a little bit miserable, so I need to put some fertilizer down here too. I think the moist is okay. And then on this side, I had pumpkins, and I believe this the sorrel. I've seeded a bunch of vegetables, carrots and etc., and put it down last 2 weeks ago. And unfortunately, we didn't come last week, and we didn't get much rain, and the temperature was kind of in the up 90s around this time. Can you believe it? But we're in the middle of September, and the temperature hasn't dropped much yet. This week and for the next 10 days, it's about lower 90s, and in the last 2 weeks, it's about up 90s, sometimes hit 100. So, and we only have the drip going on. So most of the vegetable or the seedling didn't seem to made it, but the sorrel actually made it, and they are seems to be thriving here. So this is the first time I planted sorrel, so I will see. I actually don't know how to cook it yet. I guess Mr. Google will help me with that. Okay, so that's a pea, and so I need to start to put in trellis up so that they can climb up. So here I have more pumpkins, so they are actually taking off pretty well. And here are the watermelons. So again, as I said the last time, we're not going to get watermelon, obviously, but I just want to put it here to fight against the weeds. Hopefully they will, when the temperature drops, they will start to grow and provide ground cover until the first frost hit. Over here, I already set up, I just set up a tomato plant cage for now. I need to bring some or cut some sticks to set up a trellis for the beans. So they seem to be growing pretty well. So who knows, we might get some beans, and the peas definitely need some trellis too. So these rosemaries, this from previous owner, surprisingly they survived the abusing and the heat of summer, with Texas summer, without any watering and all that. So I'm pretty happy. I always wanted some rosemary, and it smells so good. So I'm pretty happy that they recovered from the summer. So over here is the first plant that we put in. That's the sweet potato vines. We basically we have sweet potato vine grown at home, so we typically harvest them and eat the leaves. So this time we get the stem and plant it over here. The first week we came here, so this actually got about 2 feet already. So it's ready to harvest. Next week I might have my first harvest from this vegetable garden here. So there's a few more sweet potatoes here. Again, a bean over here. I need to plant it up. Some pumpkins that's just for ground cover. Here's another one. I believe this is a fava bean that I planted 2 weeks ago. Somehow just this one survived. I didn't see any others. Maybe they need more water or something like that. So I will. My next task for next week will be add more dripper so that provide more water here, and then maybe put more seeding, and hopefully we get some rain as well. So here is another sweet potato vine that I put on the first week, so they have grown. We got we planted when from the stems that we ate. Here, this one, I'm not sure. I think that was the fava bean that I planted under the cardboard. We'll see what will come out. I should have put a label in there so that I will remember. Okay, so this guy over here is the water spinach, and it's what you can buy it from Asian stores. They actually taste very good. The same thing like sweet potato, we'll just eat the leaves and plant the stem, and when it take off, seems to be it's pretty heavy here. So the leaves here are much smaller. Actually, it's kind of so long and skinny than what I got from my yard, my home yard. So it might be just because the water is kind of scarce over here. A few other things sprouted, probably from that look like the daikon radish that I planted last week or 2 weeks ago. They seem to be survived, so hopefully they will grow. I will keep you updated. One more over here. I'm not sure that's the weed or the vegetable we grow. So here's another the water spinach or kongxingcai or ongchai. If you go to the Asian store, you will find them. Most Asian store has that. It's a very nice vegetable to have in summer, because you can cut it and they will keep growing back. So basically, it's you plant it once and you can eat through the summer. All right, that's the update of our vegetable garden around the single white. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it down below. If you want to follow our journey with the East by West Farms, please hit the subscribe button.